Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today, watching the Big Bad Theory. This is a 6th episode of the 11th season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for the link in the description below. Just click in it, put the password in, and enjoy. So, last episode, Amy and Howard, they was working together on a project. She's an engineer, and it seemed like it was going pretty well. He kept doing his magic tricks. She was loving it. They seemed to get on really well. You know, I remember the episode when Raj played that game, and they ended up bonding. I think it was over Neil Diamond. He was having a great time. He was loving it, and then I think a couple of episodes passed, like maybe a season or two, and they didn't really speak or anything like that. And I think they ended up going to like a bar or something. And those two was the first there, and he didn't really have anything in common, and he didn't really speak it. And when everybody turned up, he was like, "Oh, thank God everybody's here." And I was like, "Mate, that was really weird," because that time when they spent time together, they was loving it. And obviously now it's a bit strange. But then if you look at last episode, they were spending time together again, enjoying it. She's liking his magic tricks. Everyone seems to get annoyed when he does it, but she really entertained by it. They end up bonding again over some music and dancing. And Raj has come and he's moaned at them. You know, he's saying that he hasn't got time for Raj, but he's got time to stand up and dance and have a good time. And I was basically saying that I kind of feel like since this season started and Raj has not really got a home that he could call his, you know what I mean? Now he's living in the garage and stuff like that. He's kind of like a floater around. He's kind of like annoying each of the characters. He's not really got a settled storyline. And, you know, I'm really waiting for his season to kind of get fully established and his, his role get cemented down. Now, Penny found a book that Bernadette left at her apartment about parenting, and she was reading it, and she was trying to, use some of the, some of the scenarios and implementations on Sheldon to see if it would actually work. And as the episode progressed and she was doing it, it was working, and she was like, "Wow, this is amazing." And I feel like even though her and Leonard had a little bicker and argument at the end of the episode, maybe about like the situation and how they approach all of the situations with Sheldon, I feel like they could come out of it with some sort of knowledge and better understanding of how to deal with him in certain situations. So it wasn't really a negative. I actually see that as coming out as a positive. But that is going to wrap up today's intro. Hopefully you guys are excited for today's episode. If you do enjoy it, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode. Howard looks like he's had the haircut since last episode.
I'm not allowed to eat for 12 hours before my surgery. I only got 2 more minutes.
He's taking part as well as a good friend.
What surgery are you having? I'm stress eating. My best friend's getting a vasectomy tomorrow.
Oh my goodness.
If it's vasectomy gone wrong videos, he's seen them all.
They're going to start making Professor Proton's science show again.
And a lot to Sheldon.
Yeah, me too. I grew up watching his show. He's one of the reasons I became a scientist. Joke's on you, it worked. You found anyone to replace him?
No, not yet. And it won't be easy. Arthur Jeffries was an accomplished scientist.
You know who'd make a great Professor Proton? Meryl Streep.
She's not a scientist.
Then explain to me why she has chemistry with literally everyone.
Should be a scientist I respect. No, someone with a pleasing voice and symmetrical facial features. I just know how much Professor Proton touched me as a child, and I feel that I owe it to him to try and touch as many children as possible.
You put that on your audition tape.
Right, let's be honest though, obviously out of context it sounds really bad, but like in a factual scenario, he would actually be a great person to take over the role. Do you not think? He's already got his own internet show, obviously Fun with Flags, and he's willing to put knowledge out into the universe. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he can get a bit more comfortable, but like if you want somebody who actually has the enthusiasm to actually teach and empower people to actually get into the science, then there's probably no better person than Sheldon to actually take that role. Wow, his hair looks a bit different, a little bit different.
Nervous.
This was your idea.
So was having sex, and look where that got us.
Howard Wolowitz?
Yeah, we got this.
Sit down.
It's actually knocking me sick thinking about it. It actually is knocking me sick thinking about it.
I've got interested. I've got very interested. Better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Hello, I am theoretical physicist Dr. Sheldon Cooper, auditioning for the role of Professor Proton. Hello, I'm Professor Proton. And today, boys and girls, we're going to have fun with science. Did you know you could calculate the mass of an electron using household items? All you'll need is a pencil, some paper, dry ice, rubbing alcohol, and a spool of 50-micron thick cobalt-60 wire.
Hang on, I have a question. Do you have any experiments that aren't life-threatening?
That was a perfect take and you ruined it. Ow.
Really hurts, huh?
No, he's just saying, how can these prices be so low?
Here that I need to check the area for redness and swelling.
You know what? It hurts so much. Go ahead.
Or helicity, is the natural variable to use relativistically, and is defined as S dot P divided by the magnitude of P. Until next week, this is Professor Proton saying 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1. That's bi in ASCII binary. What do you think?
Now's the time to share.
I don't know what to say. Leonard, do you know what to say?
It looked like you were having so much fun.
Did you find it borderline psychotic?
Do you remember when you were a kid and you'd watch Professor Proton?
Of course.
Well, did he ever make you hate science and the people who do it? It would be better if your contempt for children wasn't so much in the foreground.
You know, I haven't really thought of it that way. It's similar to how, I'm afraid of dogs, but my D&D character likes dogs. Maybe I could even get some tips from someone who's acted professionally.
Oh, Sheldon, obviously, I'd be happy to help you out.
Talk about
I
Will
don't know
Wheaton.
what to say.
I knew he was talking about Will.
I need an acting coach. Would you give me Patrick Stewart's number?
He's not even talking about Will.
Fine, I guess you can do it.
Right, the interesting thing here is, like I said, when you do an audition, right, sometimes the audition itself might not be amazing, but like you can look at it and see aspects of it and say that is what we kind of need. So like when they're looking at that, and obviously Sheldon's going a bit too long, they can be like, look, we can clearly utilize this guy, we just need to condense it. We need to take, as the Air Force was saying, this big package and put it into a small one. We need to take this 10-minute sentence into a minute one, but this guy clearly knows what he's talking about and he is the right person for the job. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like it was a bad audition, and it clearly, he was enjoying himself. They just need to condense it and make it a bit smaller so that obviously it doesn't drag on for too long.
Where did you get a bell?
App Store.
When you catch me, you can have it back.
You wanna lie down? Watch a movie?
I can. I got my 16-week checkup to get to, and then I'll pick up some Chinese for dinner.
Instead of Chinese, fire up the grill and throw on a couple of steaks? Kung Pao chicken, please.
They cast the new Professor Proton.
Is it Sheldon?
Not exactly. It's Will Wheaton.
Oh, it's Will Wheaton.
Hi.
Hey, how was the doctor?
Good, but I have some news.
Don't say twins, don't say twins, don't say twins, don't say twins.
It's not twins.
Because I would have loved them both.
The doctor said I was overdoing it, so she put me on bed rest just to be safe.
May not look like it, but I'm running to you.
I suppose Will Wheaton makes sense. He's already kind of a celebrity as well for the role.
What part of rest in peace don't you understand? A figment of your imagination. I don't hear news.
Look, they're remaking your show, and they cast Will Wheaton as Professor Proton. We have to stop this and protect your legacy.
What legacy? My last 2 seasons, I was on Sunday morning at 5:30.
Well, I care a lot, and Will Wheaton will rue the day he ever met me.
Hi, guys. Just want to check in and see how you two were doing.
I'll get her.
I thought Raj was helping you out.
No, he had to work. Plus, he has a quota for the amount of Indian servant jokes he can tolerate, and apparently I filled it.
I'll take the rest of the day off and watch Hallie for you. You guys not
Do you not
trust
want
me
her
to
to?
take care
Yeah.
of your baby?
No!
Oh,
No!
you don't seem like much of a baby person.
Hey, I can watch your stupid baby, okay?
Would be a big help.
It's me. You guys have nothing to worry about. You know, back in Nebraska, I raised all our baby pigs right until the day they were slaughtered.
In case you haven't noticed, Indians aren't too big on birth control. It's probably like 1 million more of us since we started this conversation.
All these comments online about Will, they're nothing but supportive and kind. Well, luckily, I got the number of the company who's trying to reboot the show, so I need you all to call and register your displeasure. How many times have we banded together to try to save a show that we loved? Let's shake things up and try to kill one. Who cares about kids and what they like? This is about me and something I liked when I was a kid. I like it. I'll feel like I'm being disloyal to Arthur. He was a mentor and a friend, and I won't toss him aside for some Hollywood pretty boy like Will Wheaton.
The thing is as well, though, he wanted to be in that position, didn't he? He wanted to do this show. But do you reckon, again, obviously, like I said, he's not a massive fan of the kids, but do you reckon he wanted to do it for a selfish reason in terms of him just saying, I'm Professor Proton? Do you know what I mean? Because, it actually wouldn't surprise me if that was if that was Sheldon's intention. You know what I mean? Instead of it being, yo, we've got a show about science that we can help kids get into it the same way I had somebody to let kids like myself get into the field. It's more of, I've done this and I've achieved this and I'm Professor Proton. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's actually a total different reason to why I actually tried to do it.
You might have 2 crying babies in the house.
Glad my balls hurt. It's all their fault. You think Penny's doing okay?
Hey, all good. Dipped her pacifier in a little bourbon. She conked right out. Of course I'm joking. I don't share my bourbon.
She's joking.
She definitely dipped it.
Definitely. Probably.
Here, I found this pizza flyer in your fence.
Thank you.
Okay, now you owe me a favor. Turn down the role of Professor Proton. You can't be Professor Proton. You're not a scientist.
Well, I was never on a starship, but pretending I was bought me this house. If I pretended a little longer, it would have a swimming pool. Did you ever consider that maybe Arthur would be happy to know that his show has outlived him? I will work my hardest to make this show great.
Very persuasive. I won't be seduced by your acting skills nor your movie star charisma. When we first met, we were enemies. But we worked through that, and we became friends. Do you really want to go back?
Doesn't feel very different.
I'm not leaving!
All right, I'm gonna sick my dog on you.
You don't have a dog.
Yes, I do.
Oh, I can't tell if you're lying. You're such a good actor.
Howard and Bernadette asked you to check up on me.
That is not entirely true. So did Leonard and everybody. Fun-loving.
It's just a nice word for irresponsible.
You might be more on the ball than we thought.
This is fun.
And now you also get to see an annoyed blonde walk into the room.
You really don't trust me? You had to have Amy stop by?
I trust you.
Yeah, you were a terrible waitress, and we still asked you to get us a snack. I don't know about you, but I am not eating whatever she brings us.
Your mommy and daddy say they trust me, but they're full of the same stuff your diaper is. I'm here for you, and I would never let anything happen to you because your Auntie Penny loves you so much. Mama.
Was that her first word?
No, baby, I'm not your mama. Your mama's the nice lady we're gonna go see right now so I can rub this in her face.
Fuming.com for them.
Hello, Arthur.
We could also meet in a deli.
I tried to stop Will Wheaton being Professor Proton, but I couldn't.
You could tell a fella over a pastrami sandwich.
Well, don't worry. He's now on my enemies list forever.
Can anyone sign up for that list?
He's always trying to backdoor it on him, innit? He's always not happy. Do you know, it's mad to kind of watch these scenes now, because obviously in real life he's passed away. You know what I mean? So like sitting here and watching it now, it's just weird. It's like a different vibe for like when we first started the series. You know what I mean? Like we started watching it while he was alive, and then obviously we're ending it while he's passed away, but we're still seeing him, and it's like, you know, it's similar to what Will Wheaton was kind of saying towards Sheldon a minute ago, to be honest. He was like, look, you may want the show to be cancelled or whatever's on not aired, but like, do you not think that he'd be happy that his legacy is kind of continuing? And he's like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, you know, at one point he was Professor Proton. He was giving his wisdom and knowledge to, you know, all the youth of America, for example. And now something that he's done has impacted all of us, that we want to kind of relive it. We want to regen it, and we want to put the good vibes that he gave to us back out into the world so that other people can be in a position that we was in. And it's like, you're watching or recreating something that he was successful at, and it meant something to everybody, and then obviously, you know, trying to recreate it again. And it's the same here. You know, you look at it on a deep level, this guy is here doing his work, doing stuff that everybody kind of enjoys, and although he's kind of passed away, his work was impactful enough that obviously we could sit here and enjoy it, and we can always go back. It's pretty much like, as long as there's going to be some sort of internet around, yeah, or even DVD players or whatever you want to call it, you can transform into anything now on demand. As long as we got some sort of thing, his life will continuously live on. You know what I mean? Like, how many people still celebrate and say that actors from the black and white days was their favourite? They was, you know, doing something that lives on for pretty much forever, and you know, you got to be proud of that. So like, it's mad to sit here and watch him, even though he's not here with us anymore. You know, his hard work and dedications obviously created some stuff so that we can all sit back and watch it for years to come. And obviously acting and like music, kind of mainly the big two industries that pretty much could live forever, which I actually think is pretty amazing. Okay, that is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So, vasectomy. I don't know how he's gone through that, honestly. I think it's mad. Yeah, to me, it makes me feel sick. Obviously, it's a guy's perspective. I wonder what all the other men think about that. I mean, I kind of understand it in a situation that, you know, he's probably like, look, I've got 2 kids, I've got a wife, even if we break up, my life's still kind of sorted, you know what I mean? I don't need a more financial cost output, you know what I mean? 2 kids in a house is already hard enough. I'm happy, I'm a dad, you know, my life's kind of complete, and I think that is fair play. But I also feel like it's just a scary thing. Do you know, like when women say to men, you'll never know the pain of childbirth? That's facts, you know, we would never know that. But also, you would never know the pain of getting hit in the groin, mate. And honestly, anything associated to that area, it is inexplainable, honestly. Like, one little touch, like, in the wrong place can be absolutely on the floor for 2-3 minutes, honestly, in pain. That's literally how bad. Just the little connection, so to think that you're going to get cut up and somebody snipping you, mate, it's the worst feeling that I can think of in the world, honestly. It really, really is. However, he's done it, and fair play. So now we know that these guys are obviously only going to have 2 children for the rest of the show, which I only ever expected 1, which we still haven't even seen yet. However, it was good that Penny's come around and shown that she's able to be a babysitter and take care of it. And, you know, yeah, baby's a little bit asleep, dipped its, you know, thing in a little bit of bourbon. Do you think that's bad? I actually don't think it's bad, you know, like, loads of people do it, don't they? You know, I don't know if it might be strange from where you are, but, like, I know loads of times that people have done stuff like, it's not as if you're giving her a glass, like, yo, swig that, you know what I mean? Like, I used to remember as a kid, my dad, like, doing it all the time. So, I mean, I think I turned out all right. Maybe not. Maybe it knocks a little bit of screws loose, but she seemed like she was coping well. And obviously, Amy's come round to not catch her, but to check up on her to see if she's doing all right. Now, obviously, she's gone in there to pick the baby up, and she said "mummy" or "dada" or something, whatever it was for the first words. And mate, that's pretty devastating, isn't it? You know, not being there. Well, you could hear your child's first word, so I mean, it's kind of like sour grapes. You know, you actually like heard it, but you never seen it, and it was to the wrong person. It wasn't to you. But the baby's obviously growing up fast. Her bum's growing big as well, pretty quickly. And, you know, I'm pretty sure by the end of the season, we're going to have 2 children knocking around. So, hopefully that'll be exciting. Because like I said, you know, I thought I was going to be really excited and see the crazy change of having the first child. And we've not really seen anything different. Not seen the child at all. And it's not really massively impacted the story, has it? So that was quite surprising. However, Sheldon's gone for being Professor Proton. I feel like it would be a really good one in terms of the context of, you know, he is enthusiastic about the science. He could motivate and bring people into the industry, and obviously he's so passionate about it. However, obviously on the flip side, if he was looking at a strategic approach for it, somebody who's already famous and somebody who can actually draw in an audience as well, if you're doing a reboot, is probably logical to go. And, you know, Will Wheaton is probably the better pick. Now, obviously, Sheldon's come and said, do you want to start not being friends again? And he's like, mate, kind of feels like that anyway. And the only thing that feels different is, he actually is true. Sheldon at the start of the show when he was first introduced, and Sheldon now seems to actually be the same. It's just that he's no longer on his nemesis list, you know what I mean? But he still likes the same way kind of around him, which is kind of interesting for him to acknowledge and say that as well. Like checking out today's episode, though. If you did enjoy it, please smash like, it really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.